so good. These are the finest group of people I've ever had the pleasure of being around. I mean, we've got a slew of people that are not here because they're knocking on doors. They've been knocking on since 4 o'clock in 2 different towns. And I don't mean like 2 or 3 people. I mean, there's a pile of them knocking on doors. And they said, you just go and do what you do and let us do what we do. And that means a lot to have people stand behind you like that. And hey, that's 100% the reason why, since I was that tall, I said one day I'm going to run for sheriff. There's a lot of people say they're going to do a lot of things, but they never just step up to the plate and do it. And you know, this is my 19th year of law enforcement. My grandparents lived just over the road. My great-grandparents lived on past them. And I got a lot of family up here. I'm glad to see some of them come out, and I'm glad to see Mr. Robertson thing too. He looks just like my dad too. But I mean, law enforcement to me, it's not a job. It's not something that I care about to pay or something that I, just it pays the bills. Law enforcement to me is something that it gives you an opportunity to make a difference where a difference is needed. And since day one, we haven't changed anything. In 18 months, we have stayed straight to the course for what's most important to everything that needs to be done. And I came here as a trooper, and I'll never forget the first time I came up above Cartersville, was over at Shallow Crossing. I met a deputy, he flagged me down, he threw his arm out the window, and I backed up and rolled the window down. He said, "Hey, are you lost?" And I said, "Oh no, I'm not lost." And he said, "We've never seen a trooper up here." I said, "Well, you better get used to it, because this is where I'm going to stay." And I did. But I made a lot of great friends up here, and I did. I came up here and I worked hard, and I mean, it was just you chase folks. I led the state. I was so blessed, and felony arrests. And it's sad to say, but 90% of them come from right here. They came from right here. But I seen there was a problem. I seen there was a problem, and I seen there was people that needed help, and they just couldn't get it. And that's what gave me the drive. I spent 24 months and 3 days in Selma, Alabama. I watched 50 people alongside me fall out and go home because they couldn't run 8-9 miles a day, and they couldn't pass every legal exam there was. So to me, to go through what I went through in 19 years of law enforcement, I kind of call a spade, and to be put in a position to say I'm not qualified enough to be the sheriff of this county absolutely offends me. I have stood on the side of the road, and I have changed a flat tire, and I've stood on the side of the road and waited on an ambulance to get there for a man having a heart attack. I've stood on the side of the road bleeding from my own mouth and nose where I just got the crap whooped out of me, but I never give up. And to me, that's something you can't get with an education, or you can't say, I've had 40 years of public service, I know what it's like to walk in that man's shoes, because you do not absolutely know what it's like. And that's why I think this position is one of the most important positions there is, because if we don't put somebody in that position that knows what it's like from A to Z, and knows what it's like from people like in Cartersville, Alabama, that has a need and a change for things to happen, for someone to respect their needs, then we're not electing the right person. And for 18 months, I've run as hard as I could absolutely run. You may not think it, but I've lost 32 pounds. This is my 4th pair of boots, and I'm serious. My 2 Saturdays ago, walking down the street, the heel come off of the last pair, and they was wore out. But I've done that because, just like I said, this is my 19th year, and it means something to me. It's not a job, it's not a position, it's not anything about money. It's about being the change that you can be to help others. And I've dedicated my career to that. In our programs, we have never said anything. I want to get that out there when I think about it. I've never said anything about cleaning the house, firing everybody. That is a political tactic, because when the left gets scared, they attack. And that's exactly what happened. We have been straightforward. Now, does there need to be some management issues changed? Oh yeah. But let me tell you, if you change the management, the rest will follow, or they will leave on their own. And that's the way I believe is, we're in a time we need leadership, not just someone wanting a job. But, our campaign has been simple. Since day one, I've got 3 kids, and they're no more important than anybody else's. But there is a rash of the youth getting exposed to every single drug there is out here. It's not, let's go roll a joint up, smoke a joint, and drink a Bud Light I got out of Daddy's refrigerator anymore. It's let's go stick a needle in their arm and rob grandma or grandpa. That's the time we live in. and you have to adjust and adapt to those changes. So we created an awesome program, and I know some of you haven't heard about it, so I want to get it out there. It's a Beyond Dire program. Right now, the 5th grade is all you get. That's all a kid gets is a 5th grade say no to drugs. Here's you a t-shirt and a pencil. Good luck. Now for the next 7 years, they're exposed to what's out there. And they're not going to go back and grab a hold of something in the 5th grade. So we created a program that starts out from K through 12. You know, this county, it hurts my heart to know that this county has schools that does not even have a school resource officer. Doesn't even have one. Or share one or borrow one. You know, if we can afford to have the facilities we have, the vehicles we have, but we can't afford to have a school resource officer in every school, the leadership, the priorities are out of line, first of all. And that has to be changed. But this program, this Beyond Dire program, there's a reason we named it Beyond. It goes beyond the 5th grade. You have an SRO that's teaching these kids a class. You know, they're going in and they're building a bond with them. Maybe this 6-year-old kid might run up, and it just maybe, it might be a family member of yours, but they've built a bond now where this kid's going to run up, tug them on the shirt, and tell them about something that's going on at home, or something somebody did that may change their life forever. And it continues on, like in the 15 and 16-year age. You know, I say this every time I go somewhere and speak because that's how much it means to me. And it's another education you can't get unless you've done it. I have knocked on 52 doors in 19 years. I remember the first one, and I remember the last one. And told them, I'm sorry, but your son's not coming home. Your daughter's not coming home. Your mother's not coming home. I've been hit, slapped, hugged, and cussed. But that's something that you got to be able to deal with. So that's why we created this program. It meant so much. And I say we because I prayed so hard before I stepped out on the limb of faith to run for sheriff, because I give up a lot. I give up a good job, 7 years to retire, and a really good job to run. Because I said, you know, I always wanted to run. Somebody's got to make the difference, but the people's got to want it. But this program, you have people coming in like highway patrol, and they're teaching a class. The driver's there. You go in. This is traffic laws. This is some of the laws. This is what happens. This is what happens if you get a speeding ticket. Did you know you can't pass 2 cars at a time? You're exposing more education to the youth that's there. Not only are they getting, not anymore, they getting a 5th grade lecture. They have an education pumped into the school. And the good thing about it is you've got an SRO there, so it doesn't cost anything. He's already there. He's just not sitting around in the truck anymore. You know, and that's something we have to do. And I've said since day one, if one kid doesn't have a wreck and lose their life, doesn't have a wreck and break their neck, paralyzed from now on, doesn't hit your family member head on because they don't know that you can't pass through vehicles at the same time, it worked. Period. It worked. Especially if that one kid is yours. You know, and that's been our main focus and grip, is that Beyond Dire program. And the second, you know, the biggest thing is we are run rampant with drugs. That's all there is to it. I mean, it's the worst county I've ever seen. I've worked 8 counties. I've worked 8 months in Tuscaloosa County and done a covert detail down there. And I don't know that I've seen as many meth heads in the outskirts of Tuscaloosa County with a population that's 5 times as many as here as I did here. You know, and that's bad, because what you got right there is you got more people that's on it, and you got, what do you got? You got kids coming up that think their uncles are the greatest thing in the world. Thinks their bigger brother is the greatest thing in the world. So it only takes one time or one mistake, and they're going to fall in the same rut that's plowed. You know, and my uncle's not here tonight. He's knocking on doors for me in Rainsville. But my uncle got bad on drugs. And I went and seen him not long after I got here, and I said, hey, I know what you're doing. I'm going to get you. I mean, you need to straighten yourself up. I'm going to get you. Oh, I'm not doing anything. About 6 months later, I sent him to prison. Called him. It's the best thing that ever happened. Always cussed me and called me everything under the sun, you know, and hated my guts for 2 years. Then he got out and he come see me, and he said, you saved my life. You saved my life because you cared about me. And that's why I say we don't need a sheriff that wants a job because it's a Democratic position, or wants a job because it's a notch in the belt, or wants a job because he thinks it'd be fun. We need a sheriff that wants to make a change, that cares. And that's why I have sacrificed everything I can to run for sheriff. And yes, I'm one of the most iron-fisted person you'll ever see. Most of us work with you tell you. But I also got good common sense. You know, I know what it's like to meet people I've never met and be able to hold a conversation with them, and next time they see you, they give you a watermelon. You know? But, I mean, that's what it inclines of. It's a business, but it's got to be run professionally. And, you know, we have major problems and we have major issues. And the drugs run real. So I sat down and, you know, and I prayed about this stuff for 2 years. 2 years I prayed about it, about walking away from that perfect job and doing something I'd always pursued in my heart. And I said, Lord, you're going to have to give me the plans. You're going to have to give them to me because I'm just a dumb country boy. You know, I know how to do my job, but I don't know how to go any further than that without you. And I prayed about it, and I prayed about it, and I wrote all this stuff down, and, you know, and it's just something happened that's so amazing. And that's why I say our campaign has been the most godliest driven campaign there has ever been. Because we are poor, doors have opened, people have come out of the woodwork, they have gone knocking on doors, they took time out of their busy life and their family because they believed in us. But the reason they believe in us is because our campaign is real. And you know, I prayed about it, and I went, and I talked to several police chiefs, and I said, there's this idea that's came to me. It could be the most effective idea there has ever been in the nation when it comes to drugs. I said, right now, you have 3 drug task force agents work this entire county. If a deputy gets out here and catches somebody right there in that parking lot, and he's got an 8-ball of meth, say, you have to call. You have to contact the drug task force. You pick up the phone, you call them and say, this is what I got. They say, bring him in, take a good statement, we'll come by and pick it up, and we'll try to interview him within the next 72 hours. Well, okay, everybody there's very few who have an unsmartphone, as you call them. So as soon as little Joe gets booked in jail, everybody knows he's in jail. And then they're going to stand up here and everybody knows he's in jail. But what they just created is little Joe that's in jail ain't telling nobody nothing. There ain't nothing going there. I mean, ain't nobody going to his house. That's done. It's going to move right on to the next hill. But you're not going to stop the production, the producing of what's going. So that's the way it rolls right now. That's, if you get arrested for drugs or whatever, that's how it happens. I've done it. I know it. You have to turn it over. Useless, wasteless. So we created a system called an interlinking task force, countywide task force, where you take someone from each town, whoever the mayor and the police chief says, this is who we want, this is the one that can operate. Now, this is what we need right here. And you get someone cruising down the road and they get into Ider. They get into Ider and they get stopped with this. Same scenario. They've got an 8-ball meth on. Okay, if that's not the guy that the town is designated that they want to operate through the sheriff's office, of course, we'll handle all of it. You know, they'll call their guy. Well, he'll say, hey, this is what I've got. I've got this guy right here. Their own person in Ider. And he can say, I'll be right there. He's not gone anywhere. Nobody knows anything. He goes straight to him, and he says, okay, now I'm a task force agent representing this town. You want to talk? You want to go to jail? What are we going to do? Well, 9 out of 10 of them, you know, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. What can I do? Well, we don't have that luxury right now. We just have to take them. Then they go sit there, then everybody knows they're in there, so it defeats the purpose of having them help you cut a head off a snake. So now they can contact and they can say, yes, I got it at Henniger. I got it at Henniger on Andrew Lee Drive. They can then contact the Henniger's drug task force guy and say, right here with this guy right now, this is where he got it. I got it right here, here's his statement. Then they can say, okay, we'll put our guys together and go. Bam, they hit that place. You have just cut a head off of one snake right there. And it's all in the same 24-hour time frame. Well, that might lead to Fort Payne. That might lead to Cartersville. It's a never-ending ripple that what it does is, yes, it'll be so hard to completely stop drugs. It'll be so hard. But it is the most effective way to control it there has ever been and do it effectively. And like I say since the beginning, if it stopped one guy that was on the way that was going to sell to your niece's kid, it worked. It worked. It's better than what we got now. And it's an awesome, awesome system. And, you know, people get fired up about it because it's the most effective way to fight drugs in this county there's ever been. Because, let me tell you, we have an epidemic, a bad. You know, when you go off somewhere and they know you are known for Meth Mountain, I mean, that's a problem. But I'm going to tell you something that should be so scary. You should go home and you should pray hard tonight. Because these little kids running around here, if we don't change it and make the change, there's no telling what they're going to see, and they're going to face another few years. But what you got is you got heroin pushing in. That 2 people have overdosed in this county and died, young people. New one, 4-year-old daughter worked a wreck on her. Beautiful, beautiful. She died from a heroin overdose in this county. It's the cheapest drug you can get with the highest high. It's coming in here hard. And so we got to find a way to fight it and stop it. And we can't keep doing what we're doing because it doesn't work. And it's obvious it doesn't work. But the thing with that is you catch someone like that and you cut the head off of that snake. What if they sent you to a house where they said this is where it's coming from? And you go to that house and you hit them. What if they've got a barn that's got your 4-wheel, your tractor sitting in it, your welder sitting in it? Not only have you just tied and cut the head off the snake of your local drug dealers, you found you stolen stuff. Because every crime there is revolves around drugs. You know, it revolves around it somehow. And this is a way to fight it from the Georgia state line to the Marshall County line, then get Marshall County involved, then get Cherokee County involved, and then get Jackson County involved. You know, and here's the thing, like I said a while ago on the school resource officer, it doesn't cost anything more. You've got officers in those towns, their hands have just been tied. You've got people that want to make a difference. You're not having to create positions to hire people if they're already there. It just took somebody enough that they cared just enough. They introduced something that would work. You know, and that's big to us. Now, they always let me speak last because I'm slow talking, long-winded. but you know, this stuff means something to me. It gets me wound up and it gets me excited, you know, to see that there's people out there that care as much as I do. You know, that want to see things change. Maybe their son was on drugs. Maybe their family member was on drugs. They've seen the devastation of it. And, you know, it's a twofold system where not only do we have an opportunity to get a hold of the youth in a whole new way that might save one or change one's route, but we've also got an effective way over here to, if they get on that route, to enforce it and cut the head off the snake. It's like a two-edged sword we're able to use. And, you know, and that means a lot to me. And the problem with our campaign is we've got too many ideas. You know, we'd be here till your hot dog would wear off. That's how, you know, motivated we are about it. But, you know, I have never, ever ran a negative part of this campaign or said anything about who I run against, because I don't care who I'm running against. I'm not running to benefit or decline them. The only reason I'm running is to benefit the public and make a change to better the atmosphere we're in for our kids and people that need it. So you're not going to hear me ever whatsoever badmouth anybody. But here's the thing, you know, there's 4 weeks away from either the biggest possible change we've ever had in this county or the same old stagnant slug water that's been there. And I just put it like it is. It's cold, but it's true. You know, and I'm telling you, I'm not being mean to anybody. But, you know, you cannot make a difference and you cannot become a change if you yourself are not willing to do so. You know, so I won't go on all night with everything. We got great ideas. We got great events. We're in Ider Tuesday. We're in Ider Tuesday. We're in Cartersville Monday. We're all over the place. We got some stuff to hand out. But, you know, this is a good, God-fearing group of people. You know, and even like what they said is we have an opportunity to take over positions with people that want to be there. And they want to be there because they want to do what's right and they want to make a difference. You know, so, you know, like I told someone earlier, you know, I have never went up to someone and say, hey, I need your vote. And I know everybody has a different way of doing it. You know, but I've told people, I said, if you can't see me and see what this means to me and know that it's real, I don't need to be your sheriff. But it's like going and buying a car. You didn't go there because you just wanted to go look. You went there because you was interested. So, you know, I ask you to please go home and pray, research me, whatever. This is my 19th year, and I've been as professional and godly as I can be. But if you don't buy what I'm selling, that's your business. But I should represent this county well enough that people should say, that's the one we want. That one right there. That's the one that will make the difference. And that's how I try to be each and everywhere I go and each and every day of my life. It's just straightforward. But, you know, I will not go on all night. I thank y'all so much for coming. This is an awesome turnout in Cartersville. Man, this is great. This is so great. And I'm getting pointed at. Okay. But, yes, we got to quit. Miss Cindy, where you come here, Miss Cindy? Come on. Hey, but before I'm going to turn it over to her in just a second, but please pray about what's at hand. We've got an opportunity where your kids can ride back up and down the road on their bicycle, you know, that hadn't been done in many years. You know, we've got an opportunity where you don't get that knock in the middle of the night, somebody telling you your daughter is laid up in her later. We've got an opportunity to make a difference, but we can only make a difference if you're willing. God bless y'all. Thank you so much.